So, yesterday was certainly something. It certainly was. First of all, we were hearing about Adam Silver. My considering getting rid of the draft, and nobody was taking likely to that. But then what ensued was a tale that can be described as an epic because, man, it all started with LeBron being asked about Israel and all that by an Israeli news outlet, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But he basically gave like the greatest PR statement he could have given for Israel on the good side, and people were not taking it well. And I feel like I know LeBron deserves some flack for it. He really does, but we should be more mad at the fact that an Israeli news outlet who was spewing propaganda, more than likely, was allowed in the All-Star media. That's what we should be more mad about. And it's like LeBron is guilty to an extent for giving that statement and all that crap, but still, they should have never been there in the first place. But they were there, and now they got their whole PR statement. He thinks that Israel's good and all that, and it's just it's just sickening to watch because now they're trying to infiltrate themselves into American sports because one of their guys got to the All-Star game it's just disgusting. It really is, and it's just awful. And then Kevin Durant, KD, got exposed. First, he got exposed for investing in a drone business in Israel that basically gives drones to help out what's going on in Gaza. And his burners got revealed. And it was revealed he was in a freaking Twitter group chat. Let me just tell you, the screenshots are some of the most hilarious stuff you will ever see this year. I mean, well, first, let's talk about the worst one, which was the one about if they need drones, I got them. Talk about Israel and all that crap. Bro, that's a sad man. Then we get to the funny stuff where he basically calls Sengun an idiot. He calls Jabari Smith a retard. He said he missed Ben Simmons because at least he passed the ball. He referred to one player as a cocaine bear, which people are saying it's Russell Westbrook, which honestly, the way he was in his prime, I can honestly see it. Says Harden's a little wild, but he understands him. Says that he called out Steph some few times and people were looking at him confused. And then he said that Steve Kerr hasn't liked black people due to the treatment he got from Jordan. I mean, the guy was wilding. The guy was freaking wilding. And the funniest part about this whole thing was the Rockets posting him on Twitter and him just being on his fucking phone. That is the most hilarious stuff I have seen in the year. Probably we're all going to see this year. And it's hilarious. The most hilarious part was when he was out there in the introductions and they panned to him when they were introducing him. And he looked so pissed. He looked so pissed and dejected out there. He knew he was done. He knew it was wraps. He's lucky that none of them talked. He's lucky that Sengun didn't get worried about it because it could have gotten ugly, not going to lie. But then, in one of the screenshots, he freaking dissed Trae Young and called him a Glazer. God damn, dude. He just really liked you growing up. God damn, what did Trae do? KD is a sad case. Well, holy crap! I cannot act like he just said some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen ever. But yeah, man. And then the Daytona 500. I'll get to the All Star game in a minute. But the Daytona 500 was great, dude. There was a crazy crash, and the final lap was the best final lap that I've ever seen in a race. And what do you know? One of Michael Jordan's racers won it. The guy who sued NASCAR months ago, I forget what it was, but he sued him, and now he's basically just won it on the biggest stage in NASCAR. And all was normal, and he touched a kid. He touched a kid on live. What a day. What a day it was. And now to the topic of the All-Star game. It was great. The first 3 games were competitive. Wembanyama has truly brought the feeling back to the NBA. His term unethical basketball. Ever since he's used the term unethical basketball, there's been like a shift within the NBA landscape where they're trying hard and all that. Wembanyama's truly saved that, and you have to give all credit to Anthony Edwards because he brought the competitiveness, he brought the edge, he was bringing it freaking all. And Kawhi Leonard had the best quarter of basketball that we'll probably ever see in our lifetimes. Though it's the All-Star game or not, that was the greatest quarter we could have all seen. And you know what's funny? He wasn't even supposed to be in this game, but Curry got injured, and that brought the door for him to get in. You want to know why he wasn't picked to be in? They picked Deni Avdija over him, the Israelite, the IDF soldier over him. And you want to know how many points he had in 2 total one-quarter games? He only had 5. He had 0 in the first one. He sucked. In good freaking riddance, man, because he freaking bombed it out there. And you know what term that's referring to. And, the All-Star game was great. There needs to be a few tweaks in there because by the time the 4th game started, they had nothing left in the tank. Kawhi was gassed as all hell. And Ant-Man easily beat them. So, yeah, dude. There needs to be changes there. I feel like you got to go back to the 2-team format, maybe the team thing. Maybe if they can bring the same competitiveness and edge back to the sport, then the All-Star game can actually be saved because it was actually really good this year besides the final game. Wemby has brought it back. Ant-Man has locked in for it. They play competitive. They didn't just let threes fly, although some did, but still it was great until the last game. The 3 games before that were great. Were all-timers for All-Star games, maybe. So maybe they did save it, but they need to make a few tweaks to it. I feel like they should go back to the 2-team format. Maybe the player choosing his team. Do that a little. And make the prize money bigger and all that. And try to do that. That's my take on it. It was great. Hopefully they can get something going. And they better not eliminate the rookie draft because the freaking Jazz, the freaking Pelicans will be cooked. But we'll see. And that's it. Bye.